There we go. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for being here on this Easter Sunday. I can see that we're a little crowd today than usual. I expected that being such a special day. I hope everybody's enjoying their time with their loved ones and family. Even though these are very unusual circumstances around the world with the COVID epidemic, but still, don't forget to give a call, give some love, cherish the day for the Catholics, Protestants, and everybody that is around the world that has that specific faith. Well, today is your day, and we bless you all and pray for you. What a show we got going on, though. Show must go on, like Queen would say. We got two actually amazing projects. I know. I think you guys already saw the banner coming around. So we're gonna have this really sick artist. His name is Young and Sick. He's gonna be the second half of this show. He's going to come along and tell us a little bit about what is he going to be doing in the blockchain. He's also a good friend of Matthew, part of the crew over there. And we're going to start off with another project. Kind of a little special. When they reached out to me, I was like, oh my God, I wonder what this is. And I wonder if Avatar was aware of it. And, as long as dialogue went around and came to about, this new project called Artvatar. It's pretty amazing. It's not an 8-bit concept. It's actual NFTs from different artists. I'm going to ask somebody to join us to explain us a little bit more about this project. Herman, you can unmute yourself. And once you do, there you go, my friend. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for showing up. How are you today on this special Sunday?
Hey there, Magmaster. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. It is an honor to be on your wonderful, amazing show. I'm doing well this Sunday. Happy Easter to you and happy Easter to everyone. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, fantastic. Hey, so listen, Hernan, people might not be aware a little bit of who you are, but you are working with somebody in this project that's very well known in the community, being an original gangster of the NFT art scene. So go about who you're working with and tell us how do you guys get together and come up with this concept?
Absolutely. So I'm actually currently working with Manta. Here, he is a longtime collector and dear supporter of the NFT space. And he's been in the space for a while. I've been in the space for about a year, slightly over a year. And, the project was conceived by Manta. He masterminded the project about 8+ months ago. So I understand that there are a bunch of projects that have popped up as of recent, considering the fact that the NFT space is exploding currently and growing at an exponential rate. But this project has been under works for about 8+ months now, and we're finally on the verge of bringing it out, and we're excited about it.
Well, you guys already have a good following on Twitter, so you gathered traction pretty fast. I shared with people that do want to follow the Artvatars Twitter account to get more info and more updates and feedback. But yeah, so you guys got traction pretty fast. I know Mata being an original gangster must have helped. So how did you guys get so much traction? How did you just ear voice to ear?
Yeah, so the project itself, I mean, when you think about the project that we've conceived here, Artvatars, it's a very unique and very interesting project. It's innovative and nothing like this has been done before. And I think that when you look at what the project is bringing forth and what it is presenting, it's almost as if it has an it's inevitable. There's an inevitability factor. There it is. That's a tough word to say, man. That comes with it, considering all of the innovative features that we're bringing forth to the NFT space. We truly believe that this project brings NFT art and NFT collecting to the next level. We've gathered here over 60 of the best crypto artists right now in the space. We have created a large collaboration amongst them, and we have innovative features that we're also using in order to put this work together. So we have a proprietary AI algorithm that takes all of the unique exclusive artworks done specifically in the artist's style, and the AI algorithm is going to cut them up and eventually splice them together. And it's going to be a collaborative effort in being able to see how these individual pieces of art fit together according to how the AI algorithm randomly generates them. So, it's an innovative feature, hasn't been done before. It's a truly collaborative effort, and it also brings about the fact that there is an AI algorithm involved. So here we see three different layers of art occurring at the same time. One being the fact that the artists themselves are creating an exclusive work in their style. The second being that the AI algorithm has an involvement in it, in that it randomly generates the artwork. So no one knows what the Artvatars are actually going to look like until they receive the work, right? And the third component is the artwork itself and how it's actually composed together in the end from the various parts of the artist's work. So in that essence, we feel that a one of one unique single edition NFT is being created for everyone, but there are three different layers of art here that is occurring at once. So it's innovative and it hasn't been done before.
Now I share a few links with the audience. You all not just also that you're just throwing out a project out there. I see also that you are involving yourself with virtual land. Just by the way, a really beautiful build there on that parcel. On
I'm
this
glad
project.
you've seen it. Yes. So the parcel has been built on Somnium space, and we
Yeah,
plan on having the Artvatars launch party there very soon. Correct.
very beautiful, very well built, very beautiful. I love the colors. I love the concept of the logo scheme on it. Very nicely done, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much. We look forward to having you there as well.
Now, here's what's impressive. You haven't stated how many artists you guys did embark on this project. Tell us a bit more about the artists. How you guys went about to go try to capture recruit them, and yeah, tell us more about the artists because you guys have a very good portfolio. And what I liked from your portfolio, we got a mixture of sexes. We got female and males in that portfolio, which I think is essential.
Oh, absolutely. I think you touch upon a great point there. I think that for us it was important to make sure that we tap into all of the artists and have a great mix of various styles and just various people as well. So like we've stated, the project has been something that has been in the process of being conceived for the last 8+ months. So we've been contacting artists for a while now, and the idea was to get a bunch of different artists to collaborate together to create a unique artwork that we can then feed into the AI algorithm so that it can then create this amalgamative artwork. So we have a bunch of different artists, over 60 of them, 60 of the top artists, and some of them are, for example, Okitomo, Trank Kun, Akatao, Carlos Marcial, George Boya, Hasmus, Forlenza, Martyrium, Fabien Rashid, Brian Brinkman, Animatic, A Lot of Money, Chris Campbell, Civet. I mean, the list goes on and on. Plusa, Silvio Vera.
And the names you're throwing out, there's at least one out of the three names every time coming out of here is names that we recognize. A lot of money, like Catal. So these are names that people are familiar with also. So that's going to enormously help the traction along the way for the actual project itself also.
Right. So you previously asked how were we able to get traction? Well, when you take 60 of the best artists, you're technically using their followers as well, right? These artists on their own have their fans. And so if you put that together along with the fact that this project brings such innovative features, right? And we've technically only just focused on one, which is the art itself. There are a few others that have yet to be mentioned. It's almost like I said before, there is an inevitability factor that comes with it where it's kind of like it just makes sense, right? Like, this project just seems so wonderful, how can I not be a part of it? So again, we look forward to pushing NFT art and NFT art collecting to the next level by and through this project.
Now, are we talking that you're gonna be minting the like whatever? How many are you gonna be minting?
So that's a great question. When you put everything together, we can technically mint millions of these because the artists have created one or two specific artworks, and the artworks are being cut up into various components. So when you pull everything together and the AI generates a random Artvatar, it can generate, millions, hundreds of thousands, millions. And so we're actually going to limit these to only 20,000. So once they're gone, they're gone.
So after that, let's say once the 20,000s are done, do you guys have a concept to keep the project alive in some type of gamification or even DAO wise? Or are we talking this is just an exclusive collection and once it's out, like, like CryptoPunks, when it's out, it's out?
So I think I can break your question down into two types of questions. I think you mentioned gamification. Right now, there will be some type of each avatar has a certain score. And so at some point that will generate some kind of rarity level that will be determined later on. So that's one thing, right? And then the other thing is that once the avatars are gone, like we said, they're gone. Only 20,000 will be minted. But it's also important to think about the community that we're building. As you stated earlier, we've generated quite a significant and large community on our Discord server as well as our Telegram. And so we're not just building a community for this project alone, and then we're going to disband it. We definitely do have plans for the future. However, Artvatars itself, this exact project, is an exclusive project.
So it's pretty amazing though, because at least I'm happy because being a marketing person, I'm happy that you were able to acknowledge the strength of having these artists embark in this project. Because you're right, you're getting so much momentum, not necessarily out just of the project itself, but the exclusivity and the artists following also. And as you mentioned, having people like a lot of money, Hakatao, and all these guys, you're getting a critical mass that is essential to gathering traction like you did so fast.
Absolutely, absolutely, completely agree with your assessment. And now that we're here, everything seems fairly easy. However, it did take a lot of coordination. It did take a lot of work to actually, work with all of the artists and get them on board and get the art. And like anything else, right? It takes a lot of coordination, especially when you're dealing with many people. But it's been a fantastic process. We've learned a lot, and now we're here, and we're super excited about the product that we've put together and the idea behind it. It's been purely fantastic.
Now you stated that you've been working on this for 8 months. So here's the $1 million question: are we waiting another 8 months before the launch? When are we talking of an official launch?
That's funny. So yeah, that's $1 million question. As you said, everyone's been wondering, when launch, when launch. Um, a couple of days ago, we said we would launch in less than 2 weeks. Right now, that still stands. Ideally, we'd like to launch as soon as possible, and that's what we're working on. However, we want to make sure that everything works perfectly well. So we're testing and testing and retesting, and everything's looking pretty good. So, what can I say? Launch is soon. We want to launch ASAP. Launch is soon.
I hope to see an announcement in the Token Smart general chat server there when you do. I'm sure that a lot of people here would be delighted to find out when it's launched. Either just
Absolutely. And so we'll actually make sure that we announce the launch date 3 days in advance so that everyone is prepared and ready to go. The launch will happen on our website. So stay tuned. We'll get that information out shortly. One of the other qualities that I wanted to mention to you, Magmaster, is the fact that something that hasn't been done before. This is unprecedented. Is that because the NFT will be comprised of various parts from various artists, you will actually be able to search for these individual parts on OpenSea and find them per artist. And that's pretty cool and something that hasn't been done before. So we're really looking forward to presenting that out there for our collectors.
Now I got a few questions left, but if anybody also in the audience, like usual, you know me, got any questions, go ahead and type them. I'll probably see them, and I will go ahead and ask our guests if you do. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So how did you go about with that? Did you work with the actual OpenSea team? Because you know what, that is a good feature, and the ability, because make it anything easier for a user will always help any project. And in this case, the ability to go and get the specific piece that he's missing from a specific artist. Did you guys work with OpenSea? How did I go about?
So I'm not a developer, so I don't know all of the details. But what I can say is that because this is the way that technology is moving, and because we're on Polygon Matic, we're able to put all of this information together, and it's something that OpenSea will be rolling out soon. So we're just excited to be able to take advantage of this new technology for our community, so that they know what they're getting. There have been other projects that have done something somewhat similar, but the difference here with us is that you're actually going to be able to identify and search for each and every individual part and who it's been made by. So we feel like that's pretty important and very cool.
Fantastic. Pretty, yeah, pretty. Anyways, like I said, when I saw, and I know you shared with me. I don't know if it's possible to share it because I know you guys are trying to keep everything a little bit, tight lip. But the example of art avatar that you showed me is really beautiful. By the way, the artwork was really well done.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you saying that. I mean, if you look at the video that we put out, you may see some samples there. However, those are just samples. They're not exactly what the Artvatars will look like. Only once the Artvatars have been created upon purchase, only then will you know what the Artvatars will actually look like. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, what else can you expect when you gather over 60 of the best crypto artists in the space and have them create an exclusive artwork in their unique style, and then you put them together. We're super excited about how each and every one of these are going to look, and honestly, I plan to look on at all 20,000 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, are you going to be releasing 20,000 in one shot? No, this is going to be scaled, right?
So okay, that's a great question, because we actually it's going to be first come first served, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know exactly how it's going to happen. I mean, right now we have 5,000 people on the Discord, just about approximately. So if everyone attempts to get 5 or 6 or 7, then it's going to be gone super quick. But the process is going to be open for various days, and like we've said, once they're gone, they're gone. Only 20,000 are going to be minted.
So that's pretty cool. Of course, first to come, first serve would be, just natural being the blockchain itself. So that,
Right.
I don't. So yeah, wow, fantastic. Well, it would have been fun. I know Mata would have been. Oh, there he is. Hey, Mata, let me, Asia. So right below me, Magmaster, you'll see Mata XR. Can you give him a voice privilege? I'd love to get Mata on just for the last maybe 8 minutes there. Mata, maybe if you can also, and just acknowledge Asia on the channel that it's done. Yeah, maybe we can get Mata just to come and say a few words in here. He's been part of this community so long. He's contributed it so much. Mata has contributed so much since the early days of NFT and the entire NFT drive. So
Yeah, he's
no,
absolutely
not
been.
my no. So here, Mata, yeah, that one, Asia. So Mata XR. Sorry about that, guys. A little last minute, just technical. Let's see if Mata also is there. Yeah, so Mata, if you want to just unmute yourself, if you're here. I just tagged him. I don't know if he's just listening from out there. Yes, he just DM me. Let's see what is there. I am here, but I cannot unmute. Try it again. See if you can unmute now. You should be able to. There you go. I took you off. So there you go. Hey, Mata, welcome to the show. You should be able to speak right now.
Guys, how are you?
Oh my God, so good to hear you, Mata. First of all, before we start in regards to the Artvatar, I think you heard me giving you props and support for everything you've done for the community. Just like to acknowledge it to you and thank you from myself, the entire community, and Mag NFT, of course. And well, welcome to the show. And tell us a little bit. How did you get involved into this? How did you put your little big toe in the water in this project?
Thank you. So the idea came up around a year ago, and at this time I had not much time to make this project. And around 8 months ago, I started with my devs and with the first test, and it was not so easy, let's say, to bring these things together and make the test. And then we saw, okay, this is not good, and we changed something, and we test again, and then we saw, okay, this should be changed, and all this stuff. So this took a long time. And after that, I contacted, I have a lot of artists in my collection, and I contacted a few of them and asked if they would like to join a project like Artvatars. And so were all very, very excited, and they said directly, immediately, okay, I'm in. So when can we start? So that was the beginning. Yeah, and now we are there after so much months, and yeah, we are earning. Said it right. So we are a few days before the launch, and we hope we are very good. Our devs are working day and night on the project, and because it takes a little bit longer because it's not a regular Ethereum project. We launch on layer 2. That means no gas fee at all. So, and that's a pretty new thing. So we want to make everything 100% right, that everything works. And yeah, I hope I can announce the launch date in a few days.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And being on a layer 2 solution, what's the layer 2 solution did you guys pick?
It's on Polygon, former known as Matic. And we will have a solution that is, I would say, it will be for as a user experience the same as when you buy something on OpenSea or on Rarible. So you store the Ethereum on the chain, then you sign you sign once, and then you sign for when you make the purchase. That means when you make the purchase, a transaction takes only 1 or 2 seconds. So that will be pretty new. When you see the Ethereum transactions, depending on the gas, you need maybe, let's say, 10 seconds to 2 hours, depending on the gas that you add. And we have no gas at all, and the transaction time is 1 or 2 seconds. So that's pretty amazing. So we made a few tests in the last weeks, and it works pretty well. And I'm 100% sure that people will like it. So because I mean, you can buy it, you have no gas, and the transaction time is 1 or 2 seconds. So that's
And
Right.
Mata, let me reassure you, Mata. I know it's called Polygon, but I still call it
Matic, yes.
yeah, I still call it Matic. Listen, we did a show last week, I think it was, with the Z horses that are also utilizing Matic. Let me reassure you and reassure the entire audience. Matic is the most user friendly, and once you just get that bridge concept that is pretty easy to understand, you're gonna find yourself thinking that you're on a layer 1 because it is the same thing. The OpenSea, Matic OpenSea website, it is in a beta format right now, but the maticopensea.io is a beautiful UI, just like the main OpenSea. Transactions are done just the same. The layout is just the same. So you're going to feel yourself in like, something that is, that you're familiar with, because it's going to feel as in you're in layer 1. So Matic is the guys over at Polygon and OpenSea are doing an amazing job for our layer 2 solution that is user friendly, and that is also an environment that people recognize.
Absolutely. And when you see the gas prices today, when you buy something, so 2 weeks ago I tried to bought something on what was it? I think Artblocks. So I paid $200 in gas and don't get any of the pieces. So that's crazy. So we have to find a solution, and right now we have the Ether price of $2,000. When the Ether price is on $4,000, you pay double the gas. So in US dollars,
Yeah.
And that's that we need solutions for that, and I think Matic is a perfect solution for that. You can you get your piece. It is very same. I have the same feeling as you said. So that's very easy to use. First thing. The second thing is, if you want to have it on Ethereum, only on Ethereum blockchain, you can move it, and you can move it then when the gas price is low, when you want it. That's a possibility. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
for me, it's a perfect solution.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Listen, what Polygon is doing in Matic there is like I said, like we've been hearing layer 2 solutions since 2017 when Ethereum back had the bull run. But and then progressively we've seen layer 2 solution come around. A few of them came around, but I'll tell you honestly, I think Polygon and Matic hit the bullseye. I think their team is working hard and doing a good job, and they're making it that it's not different, that it's the same operational and logistically wise for a user than it is with layer 1. So I think that helps a lot. Hey, we're already on the 1 minute. Hey, Mata, I gotta thank you so much for showing up. I know you're really busy. You're everywhere. Thank you, because I think it's the first time we talk. So you've been around for so long. It's great to hear you, and it's great to you to be part together on the same podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And also, of course, thank you to your partner. So thank you guys thank you, Herman, also for showing up. Very appreciative. Thank you for explaining to the our audience what was the project, and we're looking forward to it. I'll tell you, like I stated to everybody, I don't know if Mata will let you share the Artvatar example you gave me. I hope you do, because it will create a hype. It's a beautiful NFT. Like your AI is doing a great job, and the guys, the artists, are doing just amazing because it's a beautiful NFT.
Thank you so much, Magmaster. We really appreciate it. For everyone who is listening to this, feel free to join our Discord. We're giving away golden tickets in order to and those are redeemable for Artvatars. So come join us, come have some fun, and be a part of the community. Thank you all so much.
Here, I just shared also the tweet that is in regards to that giveaway. And you go ahead, Mata, or go ahead and you can share your server also. Just go ahead there on that channel. You'll see just where it says Magmaster, Sunday's Confession there, Magmaster's Sunday. Just drop the link there for the server itself. So thanks again, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, before we go to our second guest and second project, I got eyes everywhere. I got about 4 screens in front of me, and something passed by, and I'd like to do this in the best way that I can. I don't want any tomatoes thrown at me. I don't want any booze, but here we go. Happy birthday to Rue. Happy birthday to Rue. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to Rune. Woo! Happy birthday, mate. Hope it's a good one on this Sunday. You surely deserve it. A lot of smiles. You're a great, you're always around, always supportive of anything Mag NFT does. So it was the least I could do. Happy birthday, mate. All right, now on with the show. Hey, everybody, I got another guest coming on there. This artist is entering the scene. He's still well known though in the traditional scene. One sick artist, Matthew, actually introduced me to this person. Young and Ting, you can actually unmute yourself right now if you'd like. There you go.
I just did.
Yeah, you're good. I just heard it. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about yourself, and let's go from there.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
I said, let's go from there.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, Easter Sunday. So it's the first time actually I spoke with your partner. I didn't speak with you. So tell us a little bit about what is Young and Sick. You guys have a community that you're starting up on Discord also that
Yep.
I'm helping with. Just to let everybody know that Satoshi Initiatives, of course, you guys, you may not know Young. So there's Mag NFT and Satoshi Initiatives. So those are two projects that I own. And this is part of with Satoshi Initiatives who help, as you guys, as our audience know, Satoshi Initiatives is one of the Discord's expert of I know for a lot of project, and we're helping the Young and Sick team to get a good community going on Discord. But tell us a little bit about the actual project itself. And how should I call you, Young and Sick, or?
I mean, you can call me Nick. That's
Yeah,
my.
I wasn't sure. Some people don't want the first name, so go ahead, Nick.
Oh
Tell us a
no,
little
no,
bit about the
Nick.
project.
Nick is fine. Yeah, I mean, Young and Sick. I started it as a music project and art project. Probably over 10 years ago now, and have used it to make like record covers for people and art for a lot of festivals and that kind of thing, and then used the same name for the music I've put out, and then right now it's I'm getting much deeper into the NFT world, so that's where the name will also live. I can give you the long story of how it all came together, but basically that's the gist of it: just music and art under the same name.
Now, if you don't mind, share some because I heard some of the covers you've worked on. So share with us a few of the bands that you've done music covers for.
I mean, I guess the first cover that I kind of got on the map with was Foster the People's first record, Torches, and through that made a Maroon 5 album cover, or like kind of like the whole sort of project around it, and that's kind of like where I got my start, and then kind of from there on grew into doing a lot of festival art. There's a festival called Buku in New Orleans that I did for a long time. There's one that I do in Phoenix called M3F. It's like a charity festival. It's like a music festival, but all the money goes to charity, which is a nice thing to be able to do. So yeah, like right now, I think I'm mostly known for the art I've done for festival. I think that's like the stuff that people may have seen.
Wow, first of all, then let's not like I'm from the older generation. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't name. I probably could not name one song of Maroon 5, but still, hey, I know the band is a huge success and they are in the frontiers. And I saw the reaction of Melanie there says, "Oh, that's cool," because Maroon 5 is still it's still a name that's out there. On a portfolio looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great opportunity, especially because one of the things that ends up being so fun is to see billboards of your work and seeing like at the time, for instance, like David Letterman holding up a record cover. It's like and that makes you kind of blew my mind at the time and still does. Like if something like that happens, then all of a sudden you realize the size of an act.
Yeah, you just gave me shivers, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those are big moments.
Yeah, no kidding. I like wow. Like when I got shivers just trying to put myself in your shoes. There, like I'm at home watching TV, and there's a Letterman. If there's an icon to be an icon,
Yeah.
Letterman. There he is with the cover in his hand, with the smile and the glasses and that
Yeah,
funky
exactly.
face there.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Now, how did you get like what was your first in the traditional again back into the younger years probably of your biography? How did that come about? What was the first contact that was made that enabled you to enter that scene being, because Maroon 5, it's not like they knock on your door, you knock on their door.
Yeah.
How does that come about?
It's kind of funny. So, I went to design school for a second and didn't make it to the end, but I had a really good teacher that I'm still in contact with, just because he kind of changed the course of my life a lot, because he told me, instead of just making work for yourself, like make something. Every time you make something, do it with someone in mind. If you're making a drawing, why don't you draw a piece for your favorite band, even if that's a big band or a small band, doesn't matter. But especially if they're a smaller band, send it to them. Make pieces with. Especially while I was in school, he was telling me, just make you know, he knew I wanted to get into making record covers, and he said, just start making them and send them to the bands. And I would send them to some of my favorites. This was in the MySpace days, and I would just DM people pieces of art all the time, or just find out like their manager's email or guest email, or anything I could find to get on board with someone. I would just send them pieces of art, and more often than not, they would, you know, reach back out. And you know, one of my favorite bands at the time, and still is and who are now I can now call friends, are a band called the Velveteen out of California, and they basically you know, reached back out when I'd send them a piece of art for a song that they had coming out, and they said, can we get the file, can we get this printed? And you know, obviously sitting in my bedroom as a, you know, teen, and then seeing that email come in was an insane moment. And you know, they asked me to do show posters and then t-shirts and then that kind of stuff, so I kept on doing that. And this was all, you know, I was living at my parents' house at the time and didn't have any overhead, so you know, like, it was easy just not to charge people for stuff, and it was just nice to be able to do this just from being a fan, you know. And the singer of that band was managed by the same guy that was managing the singer of Foster the People, and he saw my work and he was like, hey, I have this other kid, he's in Los Angeles, he, you know, he's working at a coffee shop, but at night he makes songs, and you know, he wants you to do some art for his like MySpace, because you know, like, I don't know if you remember this, but when you could customize the MySpace skins.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
that was that was something I did for quite a while, and so I would do that for him, and he told, like, you know, this was all for free because, you know, he was broke. And yeah, exactly, see in the comments, emo kid era MySpace, 100%. And you know, I would make art for him for free, and he told me, like, if, you know, if this ever changes, if I ever make it, you know, Lord, who knows if this will ever happen, but I will keep you on, you know. And that gif is amazing. But so, you know, all of a sudden he gave me the call. He said, I think we got something here. You know, I changed the name from Mark Foster Music to Foster the People, and I have this song, and there's labels being interested, and do you want to keep working with me? I think I can finally pay you. And that was when he wrote Pumped Up Kicks, and you know, that song became an American #1, and I saw that growth happening in front of me. So it's obviously like a bit of luck with, you know, making art all day every day, and I saw him blow up, and with that I got my own sort of place. And so yeah, I think, you know, there's a bit of luck involved, but
I think
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna, you know, pull you back on that pedestal. I don't think luck was. I'm listening to a story of a man that had perseverance and the discipline to listen to a teacher. That's what I'm hearing.
For sure, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, I you know, the teacher knows that story, and he I ended up actually teaching a class when because I'm from the Netherlands, and the school was in the Netherlands, and he invited me when I went to go visit my parents. He said, come, you know, come teach my class for an afternoon, and I got to retell the story with him, you know, standing next to me, and it was kind of an amazing sort of full circle moment.
How was that experience of being a philosopher? I think one of the highest profession in the world is being an educator, somebody that you know, that shares knowledge is a powerful. That's the most powerful thing I think in the world. So how was that experience of being a teacher?
I mean, it was amazing because, you know, after all these years and being able to live off my art, you don't think back often enough. At least I didn't. And that was the first moment where I kind of zoomed out, you know, thinking back of the kid that he taught back then. All he wanted to do was being able to live off his art. You know, that was the only goal I had, is, can I do this, you know, without many distractions? You know, if it, like, I you know, I had a ton of, you know, sort of very entry level jobs that I did so that I could make art at the end of the day. until art was the full thing. So being able to zoom out and go, the kid that you were, this is all he wanted, being able to make art all day long. That's it. And so it was if anything nice to be able to zoom out, and then I could tell that the kids at the school were in a similar place where all they wanted to do was make art. That's all they wanted to do. And so to be able to say like it's possible, that was I think my favorite part of teaching, where I got this advice from the person that's standing next to me. It works.
Well, of course, and also like when in art, if you don't have perseverance as a gene somewhere in your soul, hard to make it.
Mm.
It's that's one thing, but look how many, like I've been in the artistical scene on the traditional and the theater and comedy plays, and
Amazing.
yeah, and if you, here's what's amazing. It's amazing is that they have 3,000 people on a daily basis, like sold out three shows. And even though it's 3,000 people, if you knew what was the salary of these artists, you'd be like, what? It does, like, there's something wrong here. There's 3,000 people in this. Yeah, because at the end, with all the cuts and all this and all that, at the end, they're making peanuts. Like they're making less than the person that was in the audience that had the lowest pay, probably. You know what? It's just unreal how you need to have not just love and passion, you need perseverance.
For sure. I mean, it's the same thing with touring musicians. People often assume that there's a lot of money left at the end of the show if you sell out a show, but unless that show is really, really big, you're probably breaking even, and it's basically a marketing tool, and then it's just perseverance. I mean, obviously musicians love playing live, but it's often overlooked that at the end of, like, I did a tour with a band 2 years ago now, I guess, and we did a lot of really nice venues, and they sold out. I was opening for them, and once I saw what they had left in terms of money afterwards, it was basically breaking even. So that happens way too much, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's where NFTs come in, right? I think that, yeah, I think the proprietorship of the material is so essential, because don't forget, like, it just boggles my mind, because let's say traditional art, let's say canvas art and with a gallery.
Yeah.
That artist for himself is the enterprise of a whole sector of activity. You got the gallery, you got the caterers bringing the food for the people showing up, like, and at the end you're thinking, okay, well, you know what, it must be the artist that's making the most money here because he's the one that's generating this economy. No, he's not. It's the gallery owner, it's the broker behind it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's ridiculous, because who's the source of income here? It's the actual artist, So, and that's why when I saw the NFT and blockchain, I saw the ability of the artist to finally take ownership financially about here.
Yeah.
Take ownership of their work, because for real, it was almost slavery. It is a type of financial slavery in a way. Do you understand? Because they're the one that's generating this economy with the gallery and the food and the caterers and all this, So it just always boggles my mind. Now, Young, here's the thing. Now you're doing a leap into the NFT scene. You're going to be now producing art on the NFT scene. So what platform are we minting on, and what are we doing? And are we making a special official launch?
So I did a drop on Nifty Gateway I'd say a couple of weeks ago now, and that was a very special moment. That was really my introduction of me onto the platform, onto NFTs. So that was my first interaction, and I'm still very close to those people, and we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline, whether it's collaborations and stuff of my own, of which I wish I could say more if I could. However, on Wednesday, I'm dropping a collection on Maker's Place, and that is going to be a collaboration with NIVA, which is an organization that it's a charity that they are trying to keep a lot of the independent venues open, because there are venues that are connected to, these are music venues. There's a lot of venues that are connected to bigger overarching companies that can feed them while we're in this crisis. And then there's venues such as the Bowery Ballroom in New York, the 930 Club in DC, Mohawk in Austin. These places are smaller-ish venues, like between, I think, 500 and 1,000 capacity sort of venues that have been around since the 90s, and some of them even since the 70s, that need to stay open. And so we're doing a collection. Oh, I see that my friend Derek just popped up a piece of the art. So
what Derek, thank you, Derek. So what Derek just shared is an example. That is super cool.
Thank you. So that's the 930 Club in DC, which is one of my favorite venues. And so basically we're trying to get, on Wednesday, we're trying to get them the money they need to keep their doors open until we can finally go see live music again. So that's, I guess, like the next big project.
Wait a minute, rewind. So help me out here, guys. And if you guys know who I'm talking about, because I'm bad with names, being a French guy. So there's a guy in the States, very well known there. He was also on TV for the GameStop thing. He did the thing for the restaurants where he raised millions and millions and helping out down in the States and helping out restaurants. I think it's called a bar fund, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit that concept. So you guys, instead of focusing on restaurants, you be focusing on music venues.
Yes.
That is a really, really cool idea, because think about it. I think that's a bar stool fund. That's it. Thank you, voiceless. Yeah. Oh, and voiceless, you're more than welcome to join in and hop in anytime. Also, by the way, you should be unmuted. But yeah, so voiceless got it. So the Barstool Sports Fund. That's because it gathered so much traction. These guys are helping out restaurants in ways that is life-saving. Okay, so like family life-saving. We're talking businesses from going on from generation to generation that they're saving. And you to think, wait a minute, what about the music venues, like the little ones, which are the best venues? You'll agree with me.
Yeah, of course.
They're the best venues, man. The venues that were less than 500, let's say, anyways, is the best venues. That's where you get the best. It's so personal with the band, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wow. Great concept. Great.
Thank
What?
you.
I wasn't aware of that part, Nick. I wasn't. I'm gonna do a write up. Then I'll hook you up more this week. There. I want to know more about that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Hey, that's that is pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. And also, like I stated there, your partner can come on if you want there and join the chat.
Yeah, I mean, always.
I don't know if he's unmuted.
Not sure.
Let me go see there. Vertical voiceless art, Asia. So here, voiceless. Yeah. Yeah. Can you maybe unmute this fine gentleman here? Oh, there you go. I got it. I guess Sandy gave me privilege today. So voiceless, you should be able to. Yeah, there you go. You should be able to talk and join us.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me all right?
There you go. First of all, happy Sunday, happy Easter.
What's up, Magmaster?
Thank you so much, voiceless. Thanks for joining in. So, how did you two guys meet? How because this is a collaboration in a way between you two guys. So, tell us a story about.
Aaron, you want to take it away?
Sure. So I moved to London in 2010 for a year, and was, like any new young kid moving to a big city for the first time, was kind of having trouble getting my footing. And I started going out kind of on my own a lot after, 3 months of being there, just trying to go see live music. Funny enough, I met Nick outside of an old little club called Plastic People, where a lot of, kind of famous London DJs would kind of get their start. And Nick was outside and was wearing a ridiculous jacket and crazy earrings. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? What does he think he's on about? And I'm an over-talkative American, and Nick thought I was on drugs. And just gave me the benefit of the doubt and just heard me out. But really, it was just, I talk too much sometimes. And
And
yeah,
it turned out that I was the one on drugs, by the way.
And yeah, it turned out we just started chatting, and he said, "Hey, I'm an artist, and you know, my manager manages another band that has a show in 2 nights. If you want to keep hanging out, just like come meet me here." And we met up, and he was starting to tour, and I was coming from New Orleans, and I had all sorts of weird costumes with me and stuff like that, as one from New Orleans does. And you know, I told Nick, I said, "Hey, you know, like I'm in school, but I would love to go on tour with you some anyway, anything I could do." And he's just like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Well, I have these weird costumes. I could just dance around and be your hype guy, whatever really you want." And that kind of was the start of between school. We, you know, went to Brighton together and went to Moscow to do a performance, oddly, and it was incredible.
Also, I want to note that the main costume that was used in these performances was a skin tight uniform that made him look like a stingray. Oh my god! Just want to keep that. Make sure that that's noted.
And everyone always
are we talking like a Speedo with a tiger tail kind of thing here?
No, like a full costume. A full costume with sort of wings and a tail, and yeah, it was something.
It was I think I got it from my school, had a sale of old costumes. I think it was from a modern dance performance of sorts. You know, in New Orleans we have Mardi Gras. We need a lot of costumes. Kind of par for the course.
Guys, you're talking from a Frenchman that comes from the city of Montreal, and here you get everything. Yeah, Montreal. If you want a bastion of all kind of melting pot, Montreal it is in North America.
So you know it well. And look, so I moved back to New Orleans, and I started booking music in New Orleans, and you know, really wanted to after school wanted to go try, you know, working with artists. It was always important to me. Kind of meeting Nick gave me my why, and it was, you know, meeting such an incredible human, and starting to realize, like, look, I was going to school at a school that was heavy into people that wanted to go into finance and things of that nature, and you know, nothing against that, but I realized that kind of what you were talking about earlier, Magmaster, is like the plight and struggle of so many artists, and the way that the financial system works around the arts felt so insane to me. And I met so many people that were so dry, that were off to make a ton of money, and it just killed me to think that, hey, I met this incredible artist, and without someone that thought about business in a different way, like maybe it goes somewhere, maybe it doesn't, but it was kind of at that moment where it was like, I need to help artists like that. That's kind of my personal mission, I think. And so Nick called me when I graduated and said, hey, you know, I want you to manage me. I just left my manager, and I said, I don't know anything about working on art projects. And he goes, yeah, but you believe in me more than most and anyone really, and maybe we could figure this out together. So it's kind of a special story because, you know, we've been through this roller coaster for the last 10 years of signing record deals, signing publishing deals, projects that feel promising and then fall apart, teams that feel promising and then, you know, maybe work out sometimes, maybe don't. But it's a crazy ride. And, you know, kind of the world of blockchain and crypto has been something I've been following really since 2016, but really only got involved with really, quite frankly, just to have a little bit of cash to even do it, you know, at the beginning of 2020. And when I saw, you know, I'll kind of let Nick speak again, but like Nick had been creating these 1-minute songs on his Instagram that were essentially digital art, 2D animation on top of all his drawings, and he would write songs and put them underneath it. And we didn't know it, but that was kind of an NFT before we even knew what NFTs were. So it was like mid 2020, people started reaching out to me and they said, Aaron, you got to look at the NFT space. It's exciting. It's reinventing how artists are paid. And, you know, artists can get royalties for life on resells. And it was almost emotional for me. I said, this is going to change the world in terms of what's possible for artists and what's possible for their families. And the support in this community has been breathtaking, to say the least, how encouraging it is and how much people love the art. And, you know, we got in touch with Nifty Gateway at the right time. That they gave Nick a shot. And, you know, Nick and I had probably 30 phone calls just trying to understand this, you know, the space. And I think now we understand it, you know, pretty well. And it you know, there's still so much to learn, but the combination of the tech mixed with the art and what's possible, you know, we're looking at building out into the metaverse and talking to voxel architects and, you know, building out our Discord server. And it's like, we're so all in, and it's so exciting to see this paradigm shift. And it's such an incredible community to want to support and be a part of. The enthusiasm for the space is so contagious. That's kind of the, you know, long and the short of it all, but been such a journey so far. I'm so looking forward to having this next step.
And also, just to reiterate, and Nick, is you guys are paying me, so make sure to, like, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, like example, CryptoVoxel, Architect, those guys I know very well too. Make sure that now you utilize the server that we created in the mod there, and ask me a lot of questions. I'm there for you guys. I'll be. You'll never bother me. I'll always get to it when I have the time. If I don't, because yeah, let's try to keep everybody a little bit aware of what's going on, because we want to be all on the same page at the same time. And like I stated, the community is so outgoing and willing to support you guys. Maybe we could add stuff to the venues that you guys are already working on to add more traction towards it. The choice of Maker's Place as a platform is a great choice. That's my personal opinion. Being, curating art for a while and communicating with all the teams on different minting platform, I can state to you that Maker's Place is without a doubt top notch.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, my favorite thing about Maker's Place is that it's so art centric. Like, it's, there's certain platforms where it doesn't always feel as curated. Not to diss those places, but I'm saying, like, when I look at Maker's Place, just the caliber of art is kind of crazy.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited
to be. I'm going to share your server again right here, guys. Hey, everybody, podcast listening. If you're listening, hit that join button. Join the Young and Sick. It's so early in the game. You guys could be surprised. You could be part of the project on the early stage. Be able to acquire probably NFTs that you'll be able to admire and keep in your wallet. And also, you never know when you have an artist that has worked with people in the names of Maroon 5, you can assure yourself that eventually he will gain traction. Hey guys, thank you so much for being part of the show. Was really excited to have you guys on. And looking forward ahead. I think there's a lot of you guys are in the right place with NFTs, especially being an artist. Nick, welcome. Nick, I'm going to ask you this question because I'm Greek. With a Nick name, any Greek heritage somewhere behind you, or?
No, I'm as Dutch as they come.
Yeah. Well, I'm as a Quebecer as they come, as they say.
I love it. I love Canada.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and if you guys anywhere in the Eastern Canada do show up anywhere here, give me a call, because I'll drive 8 hours just to meet you guys. It would be an honor to shake your hands and hear more about your wild stories. I'd love to hear 1 or 2 stories on that music when you guys are traveling and touring. I'm sure you got a few six stories. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. What another great Sunday on this really special day. It was a small crowd, I'll be honest with you, but still a lot of you showed up. So I thank each and every single one of you to come on and listen to my podcast on this Easter day. Once again, wishing everybody a happy Easter. Like I always do, I'd like to thank the entire Token Smart team. Thank you, Sandy. Always in the back there all week. She's always communicating with all the hosts, making sure everything's okay. So thank you so much, Sandy, for all your hard work. We got to thank Aisha, one of our most reliable moderator. I know he's this guy is everywhere. He's a bot. I'll be honest with you guys. He's a very smart bot. He's the smartest bot we have. Ken Wolf, of course, man, you're always, on the go. Always want to be around. Grav, I don't know if you're there, but a shout out to you too, man. Room, happy birthday again, my friend. So 3:58, guys. I'll make it a close. Thank you so much. Yeah, one smart bot. He's everywhere. Aisha. You know what? I think Aisha is a combination of all. Like, there's probably 20 little Venezuelan behind a computer, but working all behind the same username. I think that's what's going on over there. So anyways, Wood Grav, happy Easter you, my friend. Hey, Milane, happy Easter to you. Maka, happy Easter to you. Foxy Yoga, yeah, baby. Happy Easter, Foxy. So, all right, guys, much love. Really enjoyed it. Happy Easter again. And yeah, baby. and we'll see you next week. Cheers, everybody.